8:38, welcome back to Good Day Lubbock. With the colder temperatures moving on to the South Plains, you might be scouring for some warming recipes.
This morning, we're having a spicy shrimp and sausage gumbo on the menu.
We head back into Kat's Kitchen now.
Hey guys, welcome back. I have finished browning all of our pork products. That's our jalapeno sausage and our 2 strips of bacon. Now we're going to go ahead and saute our vegetables. I have that pound of okra that we split up earlier. Goes right down in our meat fat. Don't have to add any butter or anything extra like that because all of that delicious fat seeped out of the meat and into our bowl. Then we have 1 large yellow onion, 1 green bell pepper, and 2 stalks of celery. And of course, we got to have some garlic in there. So I have 4 cloves of garlic that I've minced up really finely. And of course, hit it with salt and pepper. And I'm going to let these cook down for about 15 minutes until everything's nice and soft, and then we're going to remove it from our pan and start on the most important part of our gumbo. So now that we've got all of our vegetables nice and soft, we're going to take them out of the pan so we can start on our roux. So we're going to start off with half a cup of butter. We're going to want to melt that down in our pan. And we're going to put this on a low heat because we don't want to turn this roux too dark too fast. So once you have your butter melted, you're going to sprinkle in 1/4 cup of flour. Now this roux is one of the 3 thickening agents we're going to use in our gumbo. We have the roux, of course. Then we also have our okra. That sliminess is going to give it a lot of body and a lot of texture. And then we also have filet, or file as I so reverently call it. It's a ground sassafras leaf, and it almost has a black tea flavor, but it's very common in gumbo and Creole foods. All right, so I worked on my roux for 15 minutes. Trust me, if you put love into the roux, it's gonna love you back. Here's what it looks like. Nice and brown and kind of reddish. So to that, we're gonna add back in our vegetables. And then our pork products. That's our bacon and our jalapeno sausage. Then we're going to add in 1 quart of chicken broth. And a large can of diced tomatoes. You want the juice of that can too. Now we're going to add a little bit of herbage. We have a sprig or 2 of rosemary. I know it's not traditional, but it's delicious in here. It's very fragrant. Then we have 2 dried bay leaves. We're going to fish the bay leaves and the rosemary out before serving. We're going to bring this up to a boil and cook it for about 15 minutes to get all that thickness and give it some real love. Covered up. While we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and season our shrimp. We have 1 tablespoon of that filet I was talking to you about. It's that dried sassafras. And then 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. It's going to add the appropriate amount of heat to this. And if you're not real into the big spices, you don't have to add that cayenne, but don't skimp on that filet. It's going to, like I said, add a lot of extra body and thickness to our gumbo. As you can see, we let this reduce down for about 15 minutes. And all the vegetables are nice and soft looking, and the soup is thick, but not quite there yet. So next we're going to add our shrimp. And you want to make sure that you have lowered your heat to a simmer, or else you're going to have some pretty tough shrimp. So now we're going to cover and cook this for 45 minutes. I know it's a long time, but trust me, you are going to be well rewarded. Oh man, our gumbo is done and it smells just delicious. Brings me right back to my mom's kitchen. We let this cook for about 45 minutes and our shrimp is nice and delicate. It's not too tough. Now I'm ready to taste. That is absolutely dynamite. You can find this recipe and more at myfoxlubbock.com under the Good Day Lubbock tab. And I'm looking for all of your favorite Christmas recipes. Gumbo, personally one of my favorites. Anything that you like to share with your friends and family, I'd like to share with the Good Day Lubbock viewers. You can send me those recipes at krow@fox34news.com. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Kat.
Some people are afraid to let loose the recipe. She'll do you proud, though.
And I was going to say, she's always very sassy. I learned why. It's the sassafras.
It's a sassafras.
I didn't even know what that was, but
Neither.
it gives you sass, I suppose.
Oh, man.
All right.